to mix things up with a little food. A girl's got to eat after all. So we're making a delicious seafood gumbo in today's Daily Dish. So many great things going into this recipe. Shrimp, crab, and spices that will transport you straight to Louisiana. MDP, that is a place that holds a piece of your heart. Am I right?
It most certainly does. It is a culinary mecca. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Amazing people, great culture. Yeah, it's fantastic. Tracy, have you been there before?
Never been to Louisiana, never been to New Orleans, but every time we talk about it on the show, I'm so looking forward to getting down there when we can finally travel again. I love the idea of this recipe, this gumbo. So how do we start?
So MDP's seafood shellfish gumbo here. So as you mentioned, I've been down there. I've been down there a few times now for big international cooking festivals, and I was able to cook with a lot of great chefs and locals, which is the main important thing, because you learn the real ingredients and you learn the recipes and you really have some fun. So I got a couple things that are really authentic to this recipe. So I've got a Dutch oven going here. I've created a roux. So again, there's a couple different types of roux, but we have a dark roux in here, so a French dark roux. So essentially it is equal parts to butter or fat to flour. So I've got 5 tablespoons of butter and I've got 5 tablespoons of flour. And what we want to do is we want to cook that down, because this is the one thing that I cannot stress enough, is that we want to make sure that our roux is nice and starting to brown, and that's where those dark bits, that's where that flavor comes from. I want to walk you through the Creole classic style of the Holy Trinity. So onion, bell pepper, so that's a red bell pepper that we're going in with, and celery. So I've put a nice chop and a nice dice on all of that. So we want to sort of saute that down. And normally you would bring this to about around 3 to 5 minutes. And at that point, it's just nice and soft, translucent. We've got that great base. Again, I think I was saying there's 3 different styles of roux. So there's a white roux, a blonde roux, and a dark roux. And the more time that you cook down that flour out of that fat and butter, you get that real nice sort of earthiness and a nuttiness to it, which adds a beautiful component to this, this gumbo. So a major important part when we talk about authenticity, pardon me, of a good gumbo is Andouille sausage. So Andouille sausage is originally from France. It's a pork sausage. It's got beautiful pieces of fat throughout, so it's chopped, and then it's a smoked sausage that they hang and they smoke. So if you can't find an Andouille sausage, we want that to go right in. I've got 2 cups of sliced Andouille sausage. And if you can't find Andouille sausage, you want something else that's going to be smoked. So probably an option that you'll find is like a Polish kielbasa, for example. The key that we're looking for here, Tracy, is we really want that smokiness to come out in our gumbo. That's the key with the Andouille sausage. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Why don't you walk us through some of those essential flavors that you want to add in?
You got it. So garlic, we're going to go into mustard powder, and this goes all in. It's nice and easy, real simple. I put in Tabasco. It's from Louisiana. It gives that little kick for us. Now we're going to do some paprika, which gives it that color. Again, I'm using regular paprika. You could use smoked. Here's some Creole seasoning. So Creole seasoning. I love Creole seasoning. It's got a real strong herbaceous flavor to it. It's more about the oregano, the thyme. You're not picking up a ton of heat. That's more of like a Cajun sort of seasoning. This, you're picking up just a really nice body of flavor. And so everybody's going in the pool. I told you, Tracy, this is my type of cooking. I'm just more or less throwing things into a pot here, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely.
So next up is our file powder. Have you ever heard of file before?
No, I have not. Do explain.
It's a natural thickener. It's from the bark and it's from the leaves of dried sassafras trees, which is essential in Creole cooking. So what you want to do is, if you can't find that as well, you can use cornstarch or okra. Okra is actually a natural thickener as well. So that chicken stock's going in, which is beautiful. And what we want to do is we want to bring that all together. Now, again, this is TV food, so we're sort of speeding through that a wee bit. I would normally let that cook down. We're going to close it, and away we go. Right before you finish that, we're going to put in our shrimp as well. So you want to cook that roughly for about 45 minutes to an hour. You can have that on a slow. Again, like you said, you could put that into your slow cooker. And if you could smell that, that is absolutely amazing. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and 1 bay leaf.
It packs a lot of flavor. It's all you need.
It packs some punch. Now, let me just skip over here for a second, because voila, MDP's Kitchen, we're always bringing secrets and tricks out here. So we've got a beautiful seafood gumbo ready to go. So I've got a bowl, we're prepared here. I like to do it on a bed of rice. I actually like to add a little bit of rice. So cooked rice, 2 cups. And if we're splitting this amongst people, you put in the bottom of our bowl. And I like to put a little bit of rice just at the final stage of cooked rice in my gumbo. And again, it is seafood gumbo. So we have our shrimp and we're also doing our picked crab. Crab is a staple in Louisiana. I pretty much eat my body weight in crab when I'm down there. I'm going to do a quick little stir because you don't want to overcook your crab. So that crab's been picked, and I want to just show you, Tracy. Let's just look at what we have going on here. Can we just talk about this?
Looking good.
Can we talk about this? So you have that smokiness, you have that richness. It's all about the herbs that have come out of here that you saw me put in, and we're pouring it over rice. We have our beautiful shrimp, that andouille sausage. Let's finish with a little bit of chopped parsley. Let's make some friends with some green onion. That is what I'm talking about. That's how you make friends with gumbo.
Perfection. It looks so good, Matt. Delicious. As always, the recipe is up on our website, cityline.tv. Nice work, my friend.